Okay, hi, good day everyone. So today we are going to do section 4 in paper 1, which is measurement from 2025 to 2017. Right? So we are first going to start off with May, June 2025. Given that 1 centimeter is 1 over 100,000 kilometers, then 2.5 would be, so we know that 1 kilometer is equals to 100,000, because if you carry this across you'll get 100,000, right? 100,000 centimeters. So therefore 2.5 kilometers will be 2.5 times 100,000, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're shifting it 5 places, so you'll have 25 with 4 zeros. Right, this is D. Item 32 refers to the following diagram, which shows the triangular prism. The surface area of the triangular prism is, now that's how much shape. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 on the side, and then this one here is 5. So 1 and 2 is the same thing, right? It's triangles. So your base is 6, your height is 4. 6 4s are 24. 24 divided by 2 is 12. So it'll be 12 centimeters. Let me put that 6 multiplied by 4 divided by 2. 6 4s are 24 divided by 2 is equals to 12. For that, so that's for 1, but there's 2 of them, so you multiply by 2, so it's 24 centimeters squared. Then number 3 is length by breadth, which is 10 by 6, which is 60 centimeters squared. Then 4 and 5, 4 and 5 would be the same thing, because here is 5, right? 4 and 5 would be length times breadth, which is, your length is 10, your breadth is 5, which is 50, but how many of them it have? It has 2, which is 100. So that's 100 plus 60 plus 24. It ends in 4, 6, 7, 8. So that's 184. So C is the answer for this one here. At a party, now this is a repeated question. They love to bring this question. At a party, the number of guests will serve 15 liters of champagne. Right? Each guest had 2 glasses. So 1 guest is equals to 2 glasses. Each glass held 150 milliliters. So if it's 2 glass, that's 300 milliliters. Assuming no spillage, how many guests were at the party? So first off, milliliters and liters are in 2 different units. So 1 liter is equals to 1,000 milliliters. Right? So 15 liters would be 15,000 milliliters. So number of guests would be the 15,000 divided by the 300, which would be 50. So there are 50 guests in this. So what I want you guys to remember is that 50, or each person getting 150 mils in this question. That's what they like to ask you, right? If the radius of a circular pond in terms of pi is 44 over pi meters, then the distance around the edge of a circular pond in meters is, so we know distance around the circular pond is the circumference. The circumference is equal to 2 radius by pi. So that's 2 by 44 over pi multiplied by pi. That's 88 over pi multiplied by pi. Just cancel out with each other, so it's 88 would be the answer for this question. Right? The perimeter of a square is 56. Perimeter is 4 times side is 56. So side would be 56 divided by 4, which is 14. Right? They want to know the area. So area is side times side, which is 14 times 14, which is 196, which would be D. The area of a trapezium this is 80. Then the height is, now we know area of a trapezium is a half A by B times your height. No, A plus B. Right? And if you don't know the formulas, they do give it us in the formula sheet, right? That's a half. That's 12 plus 20 times your height is equals to 80. So that's a half of 32 times your height. A half of 32 is 16. Height is equals to 80. So my height is 80 divided by 16. 6, 5, 1, 5 is right. 5 times. So your height is 5. Or you could have simply take each answer and put it in this formula and see which one would give you 80 and you would get the answer. So you could have said a half times 12 plus 20 times 5. That's a half by 22 times 5, which is 11. Hold on. That's 32. A half of 32 is 1. That's 16 times 5. 6 5s are 30. 1 5 is 5. 6 7 8. 80. So you do get the 80. So you could have done this to get the answer rather than this whole work in here. Item 37. Item 37 refers to the following diagram, which shows a compound solid shape that consists of a triangular prism with a height of 3 centimeters, resting on a rectangular base prism. Right? The volume of the compound shape is, so we would need volume. How many shapes are we seeing? We're seeing volume of a prism, right? And you're going to add it to the volume of a cuboid. That's a cuboid, right? That's length times breadth times height, which this is 6. This is 6 here. That is 10 times 6 times 6. 6 6 are 36. That is 360 centimeters cube. So, no, it's not this. No, it's not this. Right? Because we want something more than 360. Volume of prism, I believe, is a third. A third of length times breadth times your perpendicular height. So my bad, it is not a third, it is a half. Alright. Times my length, which is 10, times my breadth, which is 6, times my perpendicular height, which is 3. 6 3s are 18, that's 180. A half of 180 is 90. So my total would be 360 plus 90, which is 9 and 6 is 15, 3, 4, so it'll be 450. So the answer is C. Right? And that's how you would have done this question. Number 38. When a pilot left country A to travel to country B, the time on his watch was 2250 hours, which is basically 1050. Right? The distance between country A and B is 300 kilometers, which the pilot covered at an average speed of 625 per hour for the journey. Assuming that both countries are in the same time zone, what was the time in country B? So let's find out how long it took him to reach country B. So we know that 1 hour is 625 kilometers. So we know 625 km is 1 hour. 1 kilometer is 1 over 625, and therefore 3,000 kilometers will be 1 over 625 multiplied by 3,000 over 1. Right? We can say 25 into 625 is 6 4s are 24, 25. So that's 6 4, 24, 25. And then 25 into 300 is, so is that 18? No, 4. 3 to 12, 120. Right, and then use your 5 timetable. 5 into 5, 1, 5 into 12, 2, remainder 2, 5 into 20. 5 into 20 is 4. So now you get 24 over 5. 5 into 24 is 4 times, remainder 4 over 5. Alright? So the time taken would take you 4 and 4/5 of an hour. 4/5 of an hour would be 4 over 5 multiplied by 60 over 1. 5 into 5 is 12. That's 4. 12 are 48. So it'll be 48 minutes. So it'll be 4 hours and 48 minutes. So we know it is 22:50 plus 4:48. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 6, 26. Right? This here is a whole hour and some change, so that is 98 minus 60 is 38. Alright? And you'll add, so this will be 26, and then 26 plus 1, which is 27, and no, why I put in 25? Hold on, it would be, so let's just figure out what is 2698 is 27:38, but there's nothing like 27. There's 24 hours, right? So at 24 it would be 0, 25 is 1, 26 is 2, 27 is 3. So this would be 338 hours. So the answer is B. Do we all understand this, everyone?
Yes, miss.
I think this is a new question that they brought, but yeah. Alright, and that's how you would do this question. Now, that's the end of May, June 2025. Let's look at January 2025. I think this one is a half. So even, y'all, if you do not know the formulas for, let's say, volume of a CYLINDER, volume of a cylinder, it would be the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared. So you all need to remember this, even if you don't. When we have a uniform shape, meaning if you cut it cross section, you're going to get circles throughout. So you know this is a uniform shape. It would be, volume is your base area times your height. And your base area is your circle. The area of your RCLE. So the area of a circle would be pi r squared, which is 22 over 7 times, not 6, but 3 squared, which is 9, times my height, which is 21. 7 into 7, 1, 7 into 21 is 3, 7, 3 is 21. That would be 9. That's 9 by 22. 9 2s are 18. That's 198 times 3. 8 3s are 24. 9 3s are 27. 27, 28, 29, 29. 1 3 is 3, 4, 5. 594. So the answer is C. A rectangular garden plot 15 meters long and 12 meters wide, and area of 80 meters squared is used for a vegetable garden. The area of the plot is not used. What is the area of the plot? So the area of the rectangle here would be 15 times 12, which is 150, plus 15 by 2 is 30. right? So that's 1. So I said 15 by 10 is 150, and then 15 by 2 is 30, which is 180. So area of rectangle is 180. They only use 80 meters squared for vegetable garden. So the one that is not used for vegetable would be 180 minus 80, which is 100. How long will a speedboat take to travel between two harbors, which are 180 kilometers apart, if the travel speed is 120 kilometers per hour? So 120 kilometers is equals to 1 hour. 1 kilometer is 1 over 120. So 1080 is equals to 1 over 120 multiplied by 1080 over 1. 12 into 12, 1. 12 into 1 or 8 is 9. So, yeah, 9. So it'll be 9 hours. The length of sides of a triangle are x, 2x, and 2x. If the perimeter is 20, what is the value of x? So perimeter of a triangle would be x plus 2x plus 2x is equal to 20. That is 5 x's is equal to 20. So x would be 20. You know the relationship between 5 and x is multiplication. Carry this across. 20 divided by 5 is equals to 4. So A is the answer for this one. Perimeter of the trapezium in millimeters. So 1 meter is equal to, if you do not know the conversions, I remember I taught you guys King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk, right? We're going from the base, which is meters, to millimeters. King is kilo, H is hectare, D is deca, B is your base, D is deci, C is centi, M is milli, right? So let's see how much space is. We jump 1, 2, 3. So this would be 10 to the power of 3. 10 by that's 100. 100 by 10 is 1,000. So we know, if you do not know, that is how you would do it. 1 meter is equals to 10 or 1,000 milliliters. Right? You can convert every, hold on. Right. So you can add it up and then convert it. So 0.41, 0.21, 0.18, 0.12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 0.92. So 0.92 meters will be 0.92 times 1,000, which would be 1, 2, 3, 920 would be your answer for this question here. Right? Everybody remember that King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk? Or recall it?
Yes.
Yeah? So if you do not remember your conversions, that's how you would remember it. Okay? Right, 36. Item 36 refers to the following diagram, which shows a center, shows a circle centered at O. The major sector and the minor sector indicated. If the area of the minor sector is 115.5, then the diameter of the circle in centimeters is... Alright, so first off, we know that area of a major sector is equals to theta over 360 multiplied by pi r squared. That's what we know. If we know this here, if this is 90, then the rest is 270. So it would be 270 over 360 multiplied by 22 over 7 multiplied by radius squared is equal to 115.5. Cross this off. 9 could go into 27 3 times. 9 could go into 36 4 times. Alright? So first off, we have 3 over 4 times 22 over 7 multiplied by r squared is equals to 115.5. 4 into 4, 2 into 4, 2, that's 11. That's 33 r squared over 7 2's are 14 is equals to 115.5. Carry this across, so that's 33 r squared. This is a lot of work, and I wouldn't even do all this, y'all. Honestly, I would just take my answers because I'm looking at it. It's going to become 115.5 multiplied by 14. That is just too much of working for a multiple choice. Remember, you only have an hour and a half to do 60 questions, right? So what I would have done is, you know what? Let's put 3 over 4 multiplied by 22 over 7, and let's square each one. So the easiest one to square is 7 multiplied by 49 over 1. 7 squared is 49. Let's see, 7 into 7, 1, 7 into 49 is 7. This is 2, 2, and 11. That's 77 times 3 divided by 2. 7 3s are 21, 7 3s are 21, 21, 22. That's 22 over 2. 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 1, 0. Alright. 7 3s are 21. 7 3s are 21. And 21 plus 2 outside. That's what I want to know. That is 7 3s are 21. 7 3s are 21. And then 2 outside is 23 over 2. 2 into 2, 1. 2 into 3, 1. Remainder, 1. 2 into 11 is 5. Decimal point. 2 into 10 is now 5. We got 15.5, so you know the answer is B. So using a process of elimination by using the answer. So you see, this way would be way easier than trying to make R the subject. Yeah, so 7 is the answer for this one. Item 37 refers to the following diagram, which shows a compound solid. The surface area in centimeters squared is, so let's first go with 1. Actually, let me use a highlighter so you guys could see what shape I'm looking at. Alright, so first one here is this length right here. Alright, so that is 8 by 10. So the red one is 8 multiplied by 10, which is 80. Then, let's use a blue. This one right here is 10 by 13. 10 by 13, which is 130. Then we have one right here. Actually, there are 2 like that. Look at opposite it as well. There's your base, which is 12, by your height, which is 8. 8 multiplied by 12 divided by 2. Right? 8 12s are 96, but you're multiplying by 2 because there's 2 of them, so it'll just be 8 by 12, which is 96. Alright? You will not be taking this rectangle here because that is not part of your surface. Right? The next one would be this one right here. How much is that? That's 10. And this is 10, so 10 by 10, that's 100. And there are 2 of them, so 2 of this would be 200, so that's this one here as well. Alright, then I'm going to use back blue because I'm not seeing it. We have this one here, which is 12 times 10, and we have a next one on this side, right? Times 2, that is 240. And then the base here is 12 times 10. Again, that's the base right here, which is 120. So that is 240 plus 120 plus 200 plus 130 plus 96 plus 80. 6, 8 and 2, 10, 10 and 9, 19, 19 and 3, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22, 22 and 4 is 26. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I hope 866. So the answer is B. Right, and that's how you would have done that. That's a bit of work, but yeah. The diagram around the lake is 8 kilometers. On a map, this distance around a lake is represented by 4 centimeters. Alright, so first off, we are comparing 4 centimeters to 8 kilometers. Before we do a comparison, you need to change centimeters to kilometers. If you do not know, again, King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. We're going from centimeters to kilometers. So we skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know that 1 centimeter is equals to 10 to the negative 5. 1 centimeter is equals to 1 over 100,000. Yeah? Kilometers. So we know that 4 centimeters is going to be hold on. Yeah. 4 centimeters is going to be 4 over 100,000. Alright. Hold on, why am I doing this in 1 second? So I was converting everything to kilometers. That's not what you're doing. We want the scale of the map. Right? So first off, you would say that's 4 centimeters. And the actual distance is 8 kilometers. So we know that 1 kilometer is equals to 10 to the power of 5 or 100,000 centimeters. So 8 kilometers would be 800,000. Right? So it would be for every 4 centimeters would be 800,000 centimeters. You need to make sure that they are in the same unit, okay? So 1 centimeter would be 800,000. So you divide throughout by 4, divide by 4, you'll get 1 centimeter is equals to 200,000 centimeters. Right? So this would be a 1 to 200,000 ratio, which is D. Everybody good with that? So you change everything to centimeters, or you could change everything to kilometers. I don't think that is necessary. It's better to convert it to the larger numbers, and then you deal with it rather than decimals, and then that's how you would have done it. Everybody good?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you guys? Anyway, oh my God, May, June 2024. Paper 1, section 4, number 31 to 38. Given that 1 millimeter is 1 over 1,000 meters, then 2,500, you divide this by 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 2.5. Yeah. The length of the edge of a cube has a volume of 27. So we know side times side times side is 27. So side would be the cube root of 27, which is equals to 3. So if we want the length, it would be E. The perimeter of a square is 48. What is the area? So that's side times 4. Side. That's a S. Side times 4 is 48. So your side would be 12. So the area would be 12 times 12, which is 144. This one here, we did this already, right? area as 65 is equals to half 18 plus 8 times my height, so that is 65 is equals to half of 18 plus 8 is 8 and 8 is 16. That's 26 times your height. So 65 is equals to 13 times my height. My height would be 65 divided by 13, which is 5. 13 by 5 is 65. So the answer is C. Alright, this one here, the length of the arc AB of a circle is, it would be 60 over 360 times pi r squared, because we're hold on, no, length of an arc, that has nothing to do with r squared, times 2 pi r. 2 pi r would be 1 over 6 multiplied by 2 over 1 multiplied by pi multiplied by r, 22 1, 26 3, so it's a third pi r. A third pi r, which is E. Item 36 refers to the following diagram, which shows a compound shape made up of a rectangle and two identical semicircles. So that means this length here and this length here is equal. Let's label it x. So 15 plus 2x would give me 27. That's 2x is equals to 27 minus 15. So 2x is equals to 12. So x is equals to 12 divided by 2, which is equals to 6. Right? The area in terms of the compound shape would be, so if from one side of the circle to the other side is basically the diameter. So the length here would be, if the radius is 6, your diameter is 12. This is 12. Right? So we want pi r squared, which is 22. Actually, they leave it as pi. Pi multiplied by x, which is 6 squared. So that's pi multiplied by 36. Right? Is the circles. I'm not dividing by 2 because I already know that 2 circles make up 1 circle. So this here is 1 circle, which is a 2 semicircles. Then 12 by 15. 12 multiplied by 15 is 15 by, this is 10s and this is 1's 15 by 10. 15 multiplied by 10 is 150, and 50 by 2 is 30. That's 180. So this is 180. Right? So this would be 180 plus 36 pi. Right? What do they have in common? They have 36 in common. 36 by 5. 6 5s are 5 3s are 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah. 5 plus pi. So the answer is B. And that's how you would do this question here. The area of a rectangle is 40. If the length is multiplied by 4 and the width is half, the area would be, if the length is multiplied by 4 and the width is half, the area would be length, let's label it as x, is multiplied by 4, and your width is half. That is x divided by 2. So the area is 4. They told you the area of a rectangle. If the length is multiplied by 4 and the width is halved. Oh! So let's do this back. Length times width is equals to 40. Your length is multiplied by 4 times a half. Let's label this x. that will be, if your length is multiplied by 4, 4 by a half is, this value is 2 times the length. 2 times this, so it will be 2. The area is 2 times the area. The new area would be 2 times the area of 40, which is 2 by 40, which is 80. So if my length is multiplied by 4 and my width is half of it, a half of 4 is 2, so it's just 2 times the size of 40. Right? Or if that is confusing you, let's just say 8, I'll say 4 by 10. This is your length and this is your width, and you get 40. You're saying the length is multiplied by 4, so you multiply this by 4, so that's 40, and you have this as 24 twos are 80. So if you want, you could do it like this, just put the values for it. Your width is half and your length is multiplied by 4, and you'll see that you get 80 there. Right? Item 36 refers to the following diagram, which shows a compound shape that comprises of a triangle resting on a square of 5. So this is 5. The total area of the compound shape is 35. So this is 25, so that's 25 plus the area of your triangle is 35. So area of triangle would be 35 minus 25, which is equal to 10. Right? So my area of my triangle is base by height over 2 is equals to 10. My base is 5. 5 times height divided by 2 is equals to 10. 5 times height is equals to 20. So my height is equals to 20 divided by 5, which is 4. So the answer is B. Right, and that's the end of May, June 2024. Let's look at January 2024. If a speedboat at 9 hours to travel took at 9 hours to travel a speed of 108, what is the average speed? That's distance over time. That's 108 divided by 9, which is 120. This one we did is 920. They want to know if the circumference of the circle is 15, then the length of the minor arc, as this here, would be 120 over 360 times 15 over 1. So that would be B. 15. An aircraft leaves A at 1600 hours and arrives at B at 1930 hours, traveling at speed of 550 kilometers per hour. A and B are in the same time zone. So first off, let's find out how long this took. If it arrives at 9:30 and left at 1600, is 3 hours and 30 minutes. So we know that 1 hour is 550. So 3 hours and 30 minutes is 3.5, right? 3.5 would be 550 multiplied 3 to 6, 7. 7 over 2. 2 could go into 5. 2 times remainder 1. 2 could go into 15. 7 times remainder 1. 2 could go into 10. 5 times. So it's 275 times 7. 7 5s are 35. 7 7s are 49. 49, 50, 51, 52. 7 2s are 14. 14. 1925 is the answer. Item 35 refers to the following diagram, which shows a circle with a center O. The major and minor sectors indicated. If the area of the major sector is 503/4 is 550. Hold on, not 3/4. This would be 300. Right, so that's 300 over 360. 3 divided as 10 over, could I just say 6? 6 could go into 35, 6 could go into 36, 6. So 5/6 of the thing is a 5/6 of the circle, because the area of your major arc. So 5/6 is 515. Then the area of the circle in centimeters. So that's 1/6 would be 515 divided by 5, which is 103. Then 6/6 would be 103 times 6. 6 3s are 18. 1 6 is 6, 618. That's D would be your answer. The volume of a cuboid is 320. The height is 8 and the length of a square base. So that means this as well is 8, right? So the volume is length times breadth times height, which is 320 is equals to 8 times 8 times height. That's 64 times your height is 320. So your height is 320 divided by 64. You divide this by 8, divide this by 8, you're going to get 40 over 8. 8 could go into 45 times. So the answer here is 5. The area of a triangle is 60. The height is 10. What is the base? So it's base by height over 2, which is base times 10 over 2 is equals to 60. So base times 10 is equals to 120, because if I carry this across, that's 60 times 2 is 120, so your base is 12. A square has the same perimeter as a rectangle. The rectangle has 9 times 15 is equal to 9 5s are 45. 1 9 is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 135. Right? So 9 9s are 81, 12 12s are 144, 50 by 50 is 25, and then you add 2 zeros. So it's not this, not this, and not this. Just through a process of elimination, it would be C. Right, and that's the end of this. Okay, let's do May, June 2023. Given that 1 millimeter is 1/1000, this is a repeated question. You divide by 1000, so it'll be 2.5 is the answer. The volume of a cube whose edge is 10 is 10 by 10 by 10, which would be 1000. This one we did already. This is here. At a party, a number of guests will serve 15 liters of champagne. Each guest had 2, and the glass held 150. We had 50 persons. This one here, I believe, was a repeated question. Was it? I believe the height was 5. Let's check. 8 and 18 plus 8 is 8 and 8 is 16. That's 26. A half by 26 by 5. A half of 26 is 13. 13 by 5 is in fact 35. So the answer is D. This one here, the perimeter of a square is 56. What is the area? So 4 times side is 56. One side is 56 divided by 4, which is 16. 14. 14 by 14 is 96. The distance around the edge of a cuboid is 88. Then the radius is the distance around. So the circumference is 88. We did this already, you know. Well, I think it was 88 pi or something. So let's check it out. So we know circumference is equals to pi r squared, right? Pi is pi. R is, let's say, excuse me, pi multiplied by, oh yes, it was 88 over, was it 88? Hold on, this is distance. Circumference is 2 pi r, right? So your circumference is 88. That's 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by, I would say, 88 over 2 pi. 22, 1, the pi is cancelled off and you're left with 88. So the answer is C. Through a process of elimination, right? This one here, if the area of a triangle is 14, what is the compound shape? I believe that this one was 65, but let's check and see. This here is your base by your height divided by 2, which is equals to 14, right? Your height is 4. 4 times my base over 2 is equals to 14. So 4b is equals to 28. So b would be equal to 28 divided by 4. 4 going to 28. 7 4s are 28. So 7. So 7 by 7 is 49. So if the triangle is 14 and the base is 49, that is 14 plus 49. 9 and 4 is 13. 1 and 4 is 5. 5, 6. The 3 would be the answer. On leaving Trinidad, the time on a pilot. Vidya, your mic is on. Thank you.
Sorry.
That's okay. On leaving Trinidad, the time on the pilot watch was 2300 hours. When he arrived at his destination in the same time zone the next day, his watch showed to 300 hours. If the average speed of the aircraft for the entire journey was 625 kilometers per hour, what was the distance? So first off, how many hours is it from 23 to 3? Right? That is 23 to 24 is 1 hour. Then 24 to 100 hours. Sorry, 23 to 24 is 1. Then 24 to 1 is the next one. Then 1 to 2. Then 2 to 3. That's 4 hours. So from 23, this would be 11 in the night to 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, yeah. 11 in the night to 3 o'clock in the morning would be 4 hours, right? We know that 1 hour is 625, then 4 hours would be 625 multiplied by 4, 5 4s are 20, 4 2s are 8, 9, 10, 6 4s are 24, so the answer would be 25. Alright, E. Mr. Clark arrange it, this is statistics, but we can still do it. Mr. Clark arranged test scores on her students in order of size, selected the 8 score which reported purposes. What did Mr. Clark use? From the information, the only one would be your median, right? Because a half of 15 is 8 or 7.5. Right, so your median is, I don't know how come this end up here, but yeah. Let's look at January 2023. This is, we did this question already, which is pi r squared by height, which is 20 times 3 squared times, well, I think all of these are supposed to have pi. That would be 20 times 9 is 180. So C is the answer. This one we did already. If the area of the minor sector is 103, so this is 103, then the area of a circle, so we know that 1/6 is 103, and we want 6 over 6, which is 103 times 6. 6 3s are 18. 1/6 is 6. 618 would be your answer. This one here, we did this question, I believe it was 120 is distance, which is 1080 divided by 9, which is 120. This one we did, I believe we got 5x equals to 20, so x was equal to 4. This one here, 50 guests, each had 2 glasses of champagne. Each glass had, how many liters of champagne did we use? So they already told you 50 guests. We did this question, right? But it was kind of backwards. So the answer is 15 liters, right? If you remember the question. A square has a perimeter of This one we just now did, right? So is rectangle is 15 by 11, which is 150 plus 15 is 165, right? So hold on, the square has a parameter. A square has a parameter as a rectangle. Okay, so parameter, this is not area. So it is 2 length plus 2 breadth, or 2 times length plus breadth. So parameter would be 2 times length plus breadth, which is 2 times 15 plus 11, which is 2 times 26, which is 6 2s are 12, 2 2s are 4, 5, 52, right? So they said the parameter, the square is a parameter is a rectangle, so the parameter of the square is 52, so 4 times side is equals to 52, so side is 52 divided by 4, which is equals to 4 into 5, 1, remainder 1, 4 into 12, 3. Then the area would be 13, which is the side, times 13, which is 169. This one here, the radius of a circle, the circumference is 154. The radius in centimeters, the circumference, that's 2 pi r. 2 multiplied by 22 over 7 multiplied by 7 sevens are 4. I'm going to use 7 here first to see. 7 sevens cancel out. 2 by 22 is 88, so I know it's not this. Let's try 2 by 22 over 7 times 49. 7 7 4 1 7 to 49 7. That's 44 times 7. 7 4s are 28. 7 4s are 28. 29 30 this. So it's definitely not this. So even if we look at the range, if it's 49, it was 308. If it was 7, it would have been 88. So the only logical answer, it will not be 54 because it would be way more than 308. So I would say 24.5 through your process of reasoning. This one here, it was 1. Oh no. We know 2 centimeters and 8 kilometers would be 800,000. So 1 centimeter would be 8 divided by 2, which is 400,000. So that's the end of January 2023. Let's look at May, June 2022. We did this question, that was 2.5. This one here, the volume in centimeter, there's 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27. The parameter of the square is 48. What is the area? 4 times side is 48, so the side is 12. 12 12s are 144. We did this question already. The area of a trapezium was 65. Right? This one here was 16 pi. Hold on. Item 35 refers to the following diagram, which shows the sector of A or B is 60 and the radius of AB is R. Calculate the area. It is 60 over 360 multiplied by pi r squared. That is 1 over 6 pi r squared. E. Item 36, we did we do this? This was, I believe the height was it 6?
Well,
12. Hold on. Look at here. So the answer right. The radius was 6. This was 12. 12 by 15 was 180. And then the area of the circles would have been the area of the circle is, this was 6 2 pi r, pi 2 pi r, which is 2 by 6 is 12 pi, right? So it would have been 180 plus 12 pi, right? We can see that they would all have the parameter above. Hold on, that's area. Sorry y'all, I'm doing this like this is area. This is incorrect. It is the parameter they're asking for, right? So this size here would have been 15. This is 15 here, right? And the length would be the circumference of your circle, which is, we know the diameter is 12. Your circumference is pi 2 pi r, which is 2 multiplied by 22 over, well, they put it as pi, multiplied by 6, that is 6 to the 12, that's 12 pi, right? So it's 12 pi, and then for the circles, plus 15 and 15 is 30, right? So first now we're going to see what does 12 and 30 have in common. They have 6 in common. 6 by 2 pi plus 5. 2 pi plus, that's C is the answer. Everybody good? The area of a rectangle, 53.6, if the length is multiplied by 400, which is half, that means it is double the size, which is, because 4 by half is 2, so 53.6 times 2, 6 2s are 12, 6 2s are 18, 6 2s are 12, 3 2s are 6, 7, 5 2s are 10, shifted back 1, that's 107.2, which is C. This one here was 5 5s are 25, 4 5s are 20, that's 10, and 35 is the answer. That's the end of May, June 2022. Let's look at January. This one here was 120, this one here was 920, this one here is, with the ask for the length of the minor, that's 120 over 316 multiplied by 15. Right, this one here, the you want to remember the answer for this one? We did this one. It took 3 hours and 30 minutes, and the distance would be the anybody remember this question? Is 330 hours, or 3 1/2 hours. So we will know that 1 hour is 550, then 3 1/2, 3 2 6 7, 7 over 2 multiplied by 550 over 1, 22 1, 2 into 5, 2 into 5 is 2, remainder 1, 2 into 15 is 7, remainder 1, 2 into... Y'all, I am tired.
That's the answer was D.
D, right? I am so tired. I doing the question, yeah, but the answer is D. We did this question, I recall it, we doing it, just don't know when, but we did do it, and I did do it in some detail. Hold on. No, not this one. Yeah, look at here. Right? We took 7 over 2 and multiplied by 550, which would have been, and when you multiply it, you'll get 1,925. So we did do it. Okay. We did do this question as well. The length of the major arc. So that is 5, 6 is 40. 1, 6 would be 40 divided by 5, which is equals to 8. So 6 over 6, because we want the circumference, would be 8 times 6, which is 48. So B is the answer. The volume of the cuboid is 320. The length and the height is 5. If the cuboid has a square base, so let's say x times x, so 5x squared is 320. So x squared is equals to 320 divided by 5. So x squared is equals to 64. So x will be the square root of 64 is 8. So the answer is 8. Or you could have just said, let the side be 8. 8 by 8 is 64. 64 times 5 will give you 320. Right? The area of a triangle is 60 and its base is 12. Right? So it would be base times height over 2. So it would have been 10. 10 times 12 over 2 is 120 divided by 2, which is 60. So you know it would be 10. A square has the same area as the length of the side. This one we did already. What was the length of the side? I believe it was it 12.5? Through a process of elimination. 9 times 16 is 9 sixes are 54. 1 9 is 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh no, 144. Right? So the length would be what times what will give you 144? The answer is 12. Right? May, June 2021. So repeated question 2.5. How many kilograms in a ton? 1,000, y'all. That's just something you have to remember. What is the area of the trapezium? 65. 50. Perimeter. That's divided by 4. You'll get 14. 14 by 14 is 196. Circumference is 154. So diameter times 22 over 7 is 154. So diameter would be 154 multiplied by 7 over 22. You get 11, and then 12 could go in, 2 could go into 15. 7 times 77. 22, 1. Right, 7 sevens are 49, so the diameter is 49. Right, this one here, 6, the total area is 63. 6 7 sevens are 49. Triangle would be 63 minus 49. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, that's 4. That's 14. Right? This is 14. 7 times what over 2 will give you 14. Because if you carry this across, you'll get 7 times what is equals to 28. That is 4. So the answer here is 4. This is if you left at 23 and you arrive at 3, that is on the same one. On leaving Trinidad, the pilot watches clock at 2300 hours. When he arrived at the same destination, same time zone on the next day, yeah, that's 4 hours. Alright, let's look at January 2022. We did this one 120. On the diagram, the length of this corresponding major arc is 40. So we know that 5 over 6 is equals to 40. Then 1 over 6 would be 8. Then 8 over, 8 and 6 over 6 is going to be 48. We did this one already, right? So you're all starting to see that it is repeating. After we did the few years, this be a little bit tough, and then after when we reach down, you'll see that this here, I believe it was 20. If I am not mistaken, it was is it area? Yeah, area, which is pi r squared, pi 3 squared times some value is 180. Thus 9 pi is equals to, multiplied by this is 180. So this is equals to 180 divided by 9 pi, and this would be pi. This would be 20, right? This one here, what is x? 2 and 2, 4, 4, 5, 5x is 20. So 1x would be 20 divided by 5, which is 4. Right? You know, it was 15 liters of champagne used. This one here, a square has the same area as a rectangle. 9 times 16. 16 times 9, 9 sixes is 54. 1 9 is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 114. So the side of your square is 12. This one here, the circumference is 154. The diameter would be, its diameter times pi is 154, right? So diameter would be 154 over 1 divided by 22 over 7. 154 over 1 multiplied by 7 over 22. 22 into, we used 2, which we got 11 here, and then we got 2 could go into, there was 77, and 7 sevens are 49. I remember doing this. Right, what is the perpendicular height? That is 12 times your height over 2 is 60. So 12 times your height is equals to 6 2s are 12. So your height is 10. January 2020, 5 5s are 25, 25 times 5, 5 5s are 25, 5 2s are 10, 11, 12, 1, 20. Hold on. Did I typed down this, so I may have gotten the answer wrong, but it's 5 times 5 times 5. 5 5s are 25, 25 times 5, 5 5s are 25, 2 5s are 10, 11, 12 is 125. One of the answers should have been 125. Right, this is 120 here. This is divided by 1,000, which is 2.5. This one here was 1,925. This one here was 100 meters squared. It's a repeated question. The total area was 180, and only 80 was used, so 100 was not used. This one is 2. So this is 1 to 400,000. This one here is, this was x by x, so that's x squared plus by 5. I believe it was 8 eta 64. 64 by 5 is 320. What is the length of the side of the square? 9 by 16 is 144. So the square root of 144 is 12, so it's b. Right, 2.5. This was 1 over 6 pi r squared. 1 over 3 pi r squared, because it was 60 over 360 times, hold on, are we talking about length or area? No, area. So it will be this times pi r squared, so it's 1 over 6 pi r squared. This one here, 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27. This one here, side is 12, the area will be 12 by 12 is 144. This one here, which one? We have that's 4 and 5 and 2. D is the answer. Your parallel sides and your perpendicular height is 2. This one here, you multiply the length, say multiply by 4. A half of 4 is 2. You multiply this by 2. 6 2s are 12. The one that ends in 2 is C. So that's the answer here. Am I going too fast or everybody good?
Good.
Right, if the length of the minor arc is 8, what is the length of the circumference? So we will know 1 over 6 is 8, then 6 over 6 would be 48. We did this question. The area of a triangle is 30 and its base, so that's 10 by something over 2 is equals to 30. That is 10 by something is equals to 3 2 is 6 is 60. The box is 6, so A is the answer. Alright, this one here, speed of the boat 120. This one here, area of a trapezium was 12 and 8 is 20. 20 by 3 times a half, that is 60 times a half is 30, so it's C. This one here would be, the minor would be 120 over 360 times the length, which is 15, which is B. This one here, X was, as 5X is 20, so X would have been 4. This one here was 100. This one here is 1 to 400,000. This one here was R squared, that's 3 squared pi R squared times pi R squared times 8, which is a 9, 9 8s are 72 pi, which is C. This one here, I believe we got 8 8 are 64, 64 by 5 is 320. This is 144. And this, hold on, the parameter of this is 12 by 4 is 48. 16 and 16 is 32. 9 and 9 is 18. 18 and 32. 8, 9, 10, 3, 4, 5. That's 50. So you can clearly see that this is less than this. So equal, no. This is more than, so no, no. D is the answer. This one here expresses a meter divided by 1,000. That's 3.8. That's B. This one here was distance. I don't want the radius. The distance along is 2 pi r is equal to 88. So that was 88 over 2 pi was the answer. This one here, 5 5s are 25, 4 5s are 20, that's that, 10 is 35. This one here, 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27. This one here, you multiply by 2, which you would get C. This one here, it took 4 hours. This one here was 8 and 18. 65 is the answer. Remember, that's 13 by 5 by a half, you'll get 65. Right, January, this one, the axis for the minor arc, that's 60 over 360 multiplied by, hold on, yeah, 60 over 360 by pi r squared. The one the minor, so yeah, so C is the answer. This one here, 2.5. This one here, I believe is 180, but let's just check and see. That is 3 squared pi times 20, that's 9 pi times 20 is 180 pi. This one here is pi, hold on, distance is 88, the radius would be, the distance is pi, 2 pi r is equals to 88. So we know that pi r is 44, so r would be 44 divided by pi is d. This one here is 1,925. This one here is 8. This one here was 12 plus 9 by 16 is 144. Square root of 144 is 12. This one here is 2 to 800,000, which will turn to 1 to 400,000. May, June 2017, 1 ton is this here. Well, sorry, 1,000. This is 27. This one here, a car travels 80 kilometers in 2.5 hours. What is the speed? So 1 hour would be 80 divided by 2.5 process. Plus 800 divided by 25. So 8 4 is 3. So 25 into 800 is 32 actually. So the answer is B. This one here, that's 25. This is 10. 35 is the answer. This one here, you multiply this by 2, which is 107.2. This one here, how many hours did he take? So that's 22, 15. That is 10:15 in the night. And then 4 o'clock in the morning. So that's 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. That's 6.25 hours, because 0.5, hold on. Yeah, 6.25 hours, I believe, is the answer. This one here, 2 to 800,000, which is 1 to 400,000. This one, divide by 4, you'll get 14. 14 by 14 is 196. Right, this one here, pi r squared. Pi r squared by a height, that's pi by 9 by 8 is 72 pi. Is this the last bit? It is. Okay. 2 tons, 54 kilograms is the same as 2 tons is 2,000 kilograms. So this will be 2,054 kilograms. This is 120 over 360 multiplied by a circumference. Is this the area or the axis? Yeah, the circumference. So that is this one, the axis of the minor arc. This one here is 20 multiplied by pi multiplied by r squared, which is 3 squared. That's 3 3s are 9. 9 by 2 is 180 pi. That's A. This one here in the diagram, the length of the minor arc, PQ is 8. What is the circumference? In the diagram, the length of the minor arc. So that's 1 over 6 is 8. This is 48. This one here was 15 liters. This one here is 12 multiplied by what over 2? This is 10. So this is 60 multiplied as 12 by what will give you 120, and your answer will be 10. This one here, I believe you divide this by 4. 52 divided by 4. 1 remainder 1, that's 13. 13 by 13 is 169. You need to make sure, even though it looks the same, you see how before we were getting 196. 52 divided by 4 is 13, right? So you need to make sure that your answers are correct. This one here, last one, the circumference of the circle is 132 centimeters. Given that pi is 22 over 7, the radius of the circle in centimeters is, okay, so r squared, no, circumference is 2 radius by pi is 132. So that is 2 multiplied by 22 over 7 multiplied by radius is 132. That's 44 over 7 multiplied by radius is 132. So radius is 132 divided by 44 over 7. 132 over 1 multiplied by 7 over 44. 2 into 44. 2 is 22. Actually, we could use 4. 4 into 44 is 11, right? 4 into 13 is 3, remainder 1, that's 33. 1 is 3, 3, 7, 3 is at 21. So the answer here is 21, and that is how you would do measurement from 2025 straight down to 2017. You all recognize that maybe probably coming down to the end of it, some of the questions I didn't even have to do work in. They were quite repetitive, right? So even though like the beginning of it, and that's just multiple choice in general, first set of years when you first see the questions, you have to do some working, but otherwise, look at that. I did not have to do that much working for majority of them. We just had to go through and you have to remember the type of question. But again, always check to make sure, like number 38, I would have said, well, then you not even checking it over, I would have said the answer was D. But I saw it was 52, which is slightly different from the normal question. So I decided to make sure, so always check it back to make sure that you're correct. Right, so